Okay, this is Tea for Two Parties. A Revolution is Brewing, Chapter 1. A Revolution is Brewing. This is, Tea for Two Parties. Okay. From the book, Michael Savage, Dr. Michael Savage, Trickle Up Poverty. Stopping Obama's attack on our borders, economy, and security. Very important book for this day and age, if you know what I mean. Okay. Americans are boiling mad. They understand that the future of America hangs in the balance like a loose tooth. They're furious over the way Congress and the Marxist-Leninist orientated president are manipulating the current economic crisis to nationalize businesses. They're steamed over the fraud science used to support global warming and view it as nothing more than a gigantic Ponzi scheme. Middle-class Americans are watching their life savings evaporate while the president saddles them with $3.8 million in new debt. And they're frightened because other countries are losing faith in the long-term financial viability of America and the dollar. This trend toward the impoverishment of the middle class is more than just an economic issue. The policies of President Obama are creating a poverty of body, mind, and spirit of all Americans. How? As I demonstrate throughout this book, Obama is impoverishing how we think, feel, and view ourselves as people while robbing our personal freedoms and bankrupting our clout as the leader of the world. The middle class isn't just mad about these developments. They're asking hard questions about the guy at the helm, something that should have been done more thoroughly by the lamestream press before he took command at the deck. And so the middle class is wondering, why are we, as a nation, sinking so fast? Why has America strayed off course so quickly? Why aren't sensible corrective measures being taken? How long can we continue to plunge recklessly into deep waters and survive? As even the Obamaniacs are finding out, there's a junior officer at the helm, at the wheel, not a captain with sufficient experience. Yes, political revolution is at hand. After years of my calling George W. Bush a fiscal socialist, and my railing against a one-party system with two faces, someone in the midstream media finally exploded. In February 2009, CNBC financial analyst Rick Santelli railed against President Obama's irresponsible mortgage bailout plan. It was an unforgettable, spontaneous moment in broadcasting with repercussions that are still rocking America's political infrastructure. Reporting live from the trading floor of the Chicago Board of Trade, Santelli had the courage to stand up to President Obama saying, the government is promoting bad behavior, and then asked, this is America? This is America. How many of you people want to pay your neighbor's mortgage that has an extra bathroom and can't pay their bills? Cheers erupted across the land, except in the halls of power. Obama's spokesmouth and press secretary Robert Gibbs fired back at his broadcaster with a rant of his own. It's tremendously important for people who rant on cable television to be responsible and understand what it is they're talking about. I feel assured that Mr. Santelli doesn't know what he's talking about. Is that so? Contrary to what Gibbs believes on his fantasy island, this frustration clearly represented the growing rage and fury of the middle class, who don't believe the government is entitled to their earnings. This outburst resonated with people who already felt squeezed to the point of suffocation by shrinking paychecks and shriveling retirement funds. His words connected with families angry over losing their jobs and their homes. I'm sure that broadcaster had no idea that his next statement would, like a hot spark on dry tinder, ignite a national movement. Quote, "We're thinking of having a Chicago Tea Party in July. All of you capitalists that want to show up at Lake Michigan, I'm going to start organizing." The rest was history. From Maine to New Mexico, millions of moms and dads, primarily from the middle class, took to the streets to stage angry but peaceful protests known as tea parties. At first the media ignored them, while politicians offered a collective yawn. Not anymore. As I write these pages, 30 citywide Tea Party protests hosted around the country are being closely scrutinized by those in power. You see, Washington still hasn't fully come to terms with what the Tea Party movement is really about. Instead, they wonder, what's all that fuss? What's all the fuss? Let me break it down for them. It's pretty much what I've been saying for 16 years. You've been dismantling my country. You've tried to rip my freedom into shreds. You have caused the social order to degenerate. You have broken my borders. You have disrespected my traditions. You have burned my flag. You have spat upon my warriors. And if you don't like what we have to say, it's too damn bad. No, the Tea Party movement isn't a publicity stunt dreamed up because Americans have nothing better to do. Far from it. Real people are really angry. They're armed with a real knowledge of what the hell is going on in Washington, D.C. What's more, they have been betrayed by the government, and they refuse to take it anymore. They know the political parasites are having a party on our dime, and it's killing the boat. These patriots know they're in the battle to save the land they love. They're participating actively and passionately in a revolution based on a return to the core principles found in the Constitution. This fight is between radicalism and constitutionalism. They understand the radical left, led by President Obama, is dedicated to socialist values, that values that are, by definition, destructive to America. Moreover, the middle class doesn't want Obama's Trickle Up Poverty. They want less government and more freedom. They want wasteful spending to stop now. They put the politicians in Washington on notice. It's time to start reading the tea leaves. The savage states of America are rising up. Perhaps nothing best typifies the irresponsible behavior, unquote, in Washington behind the Trickle Up Poverty than the following examples of abuse of power, government waste, and intrusion into our freedoms. This next title is called Power Corrupts, Absolute Power Corrupts Absolutely, and I'll read it on the next video.